Get those wellies ready, because we're heading back to Diddley Squat Farm.
Back again, are we?
Oh, you know it. We've snagged some juicy bits from Jeremy Clarkson's new book.
Diddley Squat. Home to Roost, right. Third one already.
Yep. Third time's the charm, as they say. Or, knowing Clarkson, maybe the third field he's plowed over by mistake.
From what I've skimmed, it seems like Mother Nature's playing hard to get this time around.
More like a full-on brawl, right?
Yeah.
Big guy can barely keep a cactus alive, let alone a whole farm.
Well, about that, the excerpts we've got, let's just say his fields aren't having a much easier time.
Oh, come on. Spill the tea.
Yeah.
What's he messed up now?
Barley, oilseed rape, even tried his hand at durum wheat. Complete disaster, apparently.
Wait. Durum wheat? Trying to make his own pasta sauce now?
You know, I wouldn't put it past him. There's even this whole bit about, get this, mushroom cultivation.
Mushroom.cultivation. All right, that's a new one. What could possibly go wrong with mushrooms?
Picture this. Clarkson, covered head to toe in. Well, let's just say it's not dirt. Trying to explain to Caleb how he accidentally grew a species that looks straight out of Chernobyl.
Oh, man. I can practically see it now. That's classic Clarkson.
Oh, absolutely. But between you and me, it's not all laughs this time. You can tell he's genuinely struggling with some of these setbacks.
Right. It can't all be tractors and explosions. This is real farming.
Yeah.
Right? Real stakes.
Exactly. There's this one part he's talking about this aphid infestation, wiped out a whole barley crop. He tries to make light of it, but you can tell it's disheartening.
And that's something a lot of farmers deal with, isn't it? Those unexpected curveballs nature throws your way.
Totally. We often forget about that, sitting here with our perfectly ripe avocados. It's a whole other world out there.
Speaking of other worlds, I hear this season of the show, which, reminder, you can catch on Amazon Prime, dives even deeper into these struggles.
Oh, yeah. If the book's anything to go by, there are definitely some tears shed this year. Literally, it sounds like.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, there's this passage where he talks about a hailstorm absolutely decimated his durum wheat. Weeks of work, gone. He sounds absolutely gutted. It really highlights that unpredictable side of farming. And it really makes you think, you know, all that effort, all those hours poured in, and sometimes it just comes down to things completely out of your control.
It's that old saying, isn't it? Man plans and nature laughs.
Pretty much. But here's the thing. Through all the muck and mishaps, you actually start to see a change in Clarkson. Almost like he's finally starting to understand what it means to work with nature, not against it.
Hold on, are you saying Jeremy Clarkson's going soft on us? Trading in his tractors for, gardening gloves?
Not quite gardening gloves, but there's a part in the book he's talking about soil health, like really getting into the nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah.
Even mentions the word ecosystem.
Okay, you're right. That does sound like a different kind of Clarkson. Did someone spike his bee-friendly flower beds with something?
Maybe. But seriously, this shift towards more sustainable farming, it's not just Clarkson. You're seeing it everywhere. People are waking up to the fact that we can't just keep taking from the land without giving back.
It's like that whole circle of life thing they used to talk about in Lion King, but for food, right?
Exactly. And just like Mufasa taught Simba, it seems like Clarkson's learning that everything's connected. The soil, the crops, the animals, even the pests.
Speaking of which, has he finally made peace with Gerald the security badger?
Oh, you know Gerald will always keep him on his toes, but there's actually this really interesting part where Clarkson talks about his neighbors.
Oh, yeah. Well, they finally had enough of his shenanigans.
No, quite the opposite, actually. They all banded together after this awful storm, helped him salvage a whole crop. It's a good reminder that farming's not just about the land, it's about the people, too.
There's a whole community out there looking out for each other. Although, something tells me Clarkson's neighbors might need a support group of their own sometimes.
Maybe. But that sense of community, that's something you don't always see on TV. And speaking of things you don't always see, did you hear about the latest addition to the Diddley Squat Farm Shop?
Oh, come on. You know I live for the Diddley Squat Farm Shop updates. Spill it. What's he peddling now?
Well, let's just say.
Yeah.
Remember that whole mushroom debacle we talked about?
The Chernobyl ones?
Yeah.
He made a candle.
He made a candle that smells like those mushrooms.
That's what it sounds like. And you know people are going to buy it. It's brilliant, really.
It's absolutely bonkers. But yeah, he'll probably sell out in a day.
But it's not all, mushroom-scented candles and tractor races. He doesn't shy away from the messier side of farming either.
You mean the fact that it's not all Instagram-worthy sunsets and perfectly lined up sheep?
Exactly. There's this bit where he's talking about get this, runaway herd of cows.
Oh no. Did Gerald try to herd them with his bare hands again?
Well, whoever's fault it was, Clarkson ends up chasing after them in the middle of the night, wading through mud up to his, what? Oh man, that's a whole other level of dedication. You think those designer jeans are mud resistant?
Doubt it. But it just goes to show, farming, it's not for the faint of heart. It's about rolling with the punches, even when those punches involve, well, runaway cows and mud.
And let's be real, probably a fair bit of sheep poop along the way too.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that's what resonates with people. Clarkson might have all the fancy equipment, the celebrity status, but at the end of the day, he's still out there getting his hands dirty just like any other farmer.
Exactly. It's relatable, He's not afraid to show the struggles, the failures, and the moments where you just want to chuck it all in and open a petting zoo instead.
Although, knowing Clarkson, the petting zoo animals would probably end up leading a rebellion against him within a week.
Oh, 100%. Can you imagine the chaos? It'd be like a Diddley Squat spin-off show. Actually, someone pitched that to Amazon. Quick.
Yeah.
But speaking of Diddley Squat, we should probably wrap things up.
All right, drum roll for the final verdict. So, is Diddley Squat, Home to Roost, worth the read?
I mean, if you're looking for a deep dive into the world of sustainable agriculture, maybe stick with your documentaries.
If you want a hilarious, chaotic, and surprisingly heartwarming glimpse into the world of celebrity farming, Clarkson's your guy.
Just maybe don't try any of this at home, folks, unless you've got a team of experts, a really good insurance policy, and high tolerance for the smell of manure.
And on that note, we'll leave you to it.
Until next time, happy farming.